Today, we're jumping into the exciting world of AI-assisted coding. It really can feel like magic, right? Speeding up development from what used to take weeks down to just a few hours. But as we're about to see, this incredible new frontier has a hidden, and frankly, a pretty dangerous cost. So, Andrej Karpathy recently put a name to this revolution that's been happening all around us: vibe coding. The whole idea is you just let the AI handle all the tough stuff, allowing you to build these complex apps just by describing what you want in plain English. For developers everywhere, it felt like getting a superpower overnight. So, what is vibe coding, really? Well, think of it as a workflow where you're leaning almost entirely on AI tools to write, to debug, and to implement your code. It's all about staying in that creative flow state. And the efficiency? It's absolutely incredible, but it definitely comes with a catch. Because as this trend has just completely exploded, a new and really dangerous threat has started to creep in. See, hackers have realized that this relentless focus on speed, on the vibe, has created the absolute perfect opportunity for an attack. And this brings us to the core vulnerability, something we're calling the trust gap. This is the soft underbelly of this entire new way of working, and it's become a prime target for some pretty sophisticated attackers out there. To really get why this is so vulnerable, you have to look at the massive shift in mindset. The traditional engineer is super methodical, they're meticulously checking every single library, verifying every line of code. But the vibe coder, they're all about momentum, prioritizing velocity and trusting their AI assistant to just handle the details. And it's that exact shift that hackers are now taking advantage of. So here's the crucial point, the thing you have to understand. When your AI assistant suggests a piece of code or a cool new package, it hasn't run a security audit. It's just predicting the most statistically likely sequence of text to solve your problem. It has no idea if it's suggesting a brilliant, elegant solution or if it's handing you a Trojan horse. The AI literally doesn't know the difference, and hackers are betting you won't check. Okay, to make this all feel a bit more real, let's break down exactly how one of these attacks actually works. We're going to look at a real-world exploit that specifically targets vibe coders, and it's known as the Cursor API Trojan horse. This attack plays out in 3 deceptively simple stages. It all starts with a lure, then it moves to an infection, and finally it delivers a really malicious payload. So let's see how they bait the trap. The lure is, honestly, it's brilliant in its simplicity. An attacker publishes a package to a public registry like NPM. They give it this irresistible name, something like Cheapest Cursor API, promising a totally free way to use an expensive premium service. Now, for a developer who's trying to move fast and save a little money, this is the perfect bait. One simple install command, maybe even a command suggested by the AI itself, and the trap is. And here's the really scary part. The infection doesn't need you to run some weird file or click on a suspicious link. Nope, the malicious code just waits. And the very next time you open up your trusted development tool, your IDE, the payload executes automatically. And once it's executed, the payload launches this devastating 3-pronged attack. First, it steals your credentials. It scans for API keys for services like OpenAI, AWS, you name it. Second, it actually modifies your IDE's core files to take complete control. And third, to make sure it stays in control, it disables the auto-update feature. It basically turns your most trusted tool into a permanent zombie on your system. Okay, so that's the threat. It sounds pretty grim, I know. But this isn't a reason to just abandon these powerful tools. It's a wake-up call to get smarter about how we use them. And the good news is, you can absolutely protect yourself. This quote just captures the new mindset perfectly. For decades, right, the mantra in security was trust but verify. But in the age of AI coding, that is no longer enough. The new rule has to be verify, then trust. You have to assume everything is untrustworthy until you've proven otherwise. So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, it starts with some pretty simple habits. First, always read the code the AI generates before you commit it. Read the diff. Second, if you don't really get what a piece of code does, just ask the AI to explain it to you. Third, be super skeptical of any tool that offers you a free lunch. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And finally, do a quick background check on any new package before you install. And speaking of security, API key hygiene is just completely non-negotiable. Never, ever write your secret keys directly in your code. Use environment variables for that. Make sure your .getignore file is set up to exclude those variable files from your repository. And finally, get in the habit of rotating your keys regularly, just like you would any other important password. Now, beyond your own personal habits, you need modern tools that are built for this new world. Because your traditional security software, it often just can't keep up. For example, you have tools like aikido.dev, which are designed with features like embedded firewalls. They basically act as a safety net, blocking malicious code automatically, without slowing you down or breaking you out of that creative flow. So let's bring all this together. Look, vibe coding isn't going anywhere. It is a powerful, exciting evolution in how we build software. The goal here isn't to fear it, but to create a new paradigm for working with it safely and securely. The future of development is clearly a partnership, a collaboration between human creativity and artificial intelligence. But like any partnership, it requires awareness and a trust that is earned, not just blindly given. Speed is an amazing advantage, but it can never, ever come at the cost of fundamental security hygiene. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. We love to call these tools our co-pilots, and they are absolutely fantastic in that role. They can handle a huge amount of the workload. But at the end of the day, you are still the pilot. You are ultimately responsible for the destination and for the safety of the flight. So are you checking the plan?